I would quote for you. You should just listen. I want you splayed out on a table like my own personal feast. At least the rumors about wingspan correlating with the size of other parts were right. Hi everyone. Recently I have read A Court of Mist and Fury while also watching this anime called Yona of the Dawn, and I couldn't help but compare the two of them, the two very unrelated things, and draw parallels between them, which is exactly what we are going to discuss in today's video. We will be comparing A Court of Mist and Fury and Yona of the Dawn. So let me put my smart glasses on, some very smart dirty glasses, because I will be comparing two magnificent pieces of art. Except one of them belongs to the elite section of Wattpad fiction. Metaphorically, quite literally, it has been published by Bloomsbury. A Court of Mist and Fury is the second book in the ACOTAR series, which is a YA fantasy series written by Sarah J. Maas. The premise is set in a fantasy world which is divided into two realms, Fairy Realm and Human Realm, also known as Prithian and the Mortal Lands. ACOMAF picks right where ACOTAR left, that is, with the doomed couple Tamlin and Feyre deciding their wedding procedures and picking out wedding dresses, everything you would expect a healthy couple to do. Except, alas, Tamlin does not have the big daddy energy anymore, because Sarah J. Maas thought it would be a good idea to turn him into a villain in this book, because the hero of this book is going to be Rhysand. Now these two bitches, Tamlin and Feyre, are having PTSD from whatever happened in the first book, because same. But Tamlin decides to push Feyre beyond her limits, and he locks her up, which is not something that Feyre wants for herself. So that is bad. But the big daddy of this novel is not dead. Rhysand saves Feyre before it's too late. So this sums up the beginning of this chunky book. Let's keep it down. Down. Oh, out of the screen. Yona of the Dawn, on the other hand, is a manga series with 35 volumes. I think that is what Google told me. And it has only the first season out as anime, which is incomplete. I watched an incomplete anime and now I hate myself. The big daddy of this series will be Hark for you, and Hark and Rhysand are so similar that I confused the entire plot of these two anime and the book, because I was so confused between Hark and Rhysand. They are not the same, but they are the same in my head. You know what I mean? So Hark is the general of the Wind Clan / bodyguard of Yona, who will be the damsel in distress in this whole series. Yona is the daughter of King Eel, and King Eel gets killed by Suan, who is Yona's childhood crush and also Yona's cousin. Basically, Yona is in love with her cousin. Her cousin kills her father. It's not that confusing. Why am I making it so confusing? I hope you have understood. Yona is the cousin of Suan. Suan kills King Eel, and Hark is the bodyguard of Yona. Yona is the damsel in distress. Basically, Yona is the Crimson Dragon, and to protect the Crimson Dragon in ancient times, 4 avatars were created: the green, blue, yellow and white dragon. After killing the king, Suan plans to kill Yona because she has witnessed everything. But Hark comes to rescue and Hark takes her away. You see, the first parallel has been drawn. Rhysand saves Feyre from Tamlin. Hark saves Yona from Suan. So basically, Feyre, Yona, Rhysand, Hark, Tamlin, Suan. So now let us compare the characters. Let's compare the characters. Rhysand and Hark, the two favorite characters of mine because I simped for them very hard. Rhysand is quite the boyfriend material you would need in your life. Hark, maybe a little less than recent, but still there. They both have the big daddy energy, and that is what is important in life, the big daddy energy. The next two characters are Feyre and Yona. Do I have anything to say about them? Not really. The character development of Feyre in this book it was good. It was good. I liked her character so much more than ACOTAR, and I personally felt like she has grown. She has grown as a person, she has grown as a character, and she is a lot less irritating than she was in ACOTAR. Yona, on the other hand, I am not sure if the writers knew what they wanted to do with Yona's character. Yona is irritating at first because that is what princesses are. Princesses lack brain, right? I mean, small, tiny princess never left the castle. How do you expect them to think with their own minds? Their brains are basically underdeveloped. At first, Yona is very irritable, but slowly we see that her character is also developing. But then the writers think, oh, no, it's going too far. Let's bring her character a little behind. Whereas Sarah J. Maas had a very good idea what she wanted to do with Feyre's character, and she did not make it subtle at all. Subtlety? No. Is subtlety a word? If it is, okay, good. If it's not, I'm sorry. Sarah J. Maas did not make anything subtle in this book, and we will get into that in the later section where I will be giving my thoughts and opinions on A Court of Mist and Fury. But for now, we are just comparing. And then we have Tamlin and Siuan. Tamlin was made to be dumb. Siuan is actually a very interesting villain. When you will watch the anime, you will understand. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you will understand. Siuan is not exactly a villain, but he is a villain, and those are some characters that I love to hold on to, you know. And Tamlin, on the other hand, Sarah J. Maas tried. Sarah J. Maas tried her best to make him look dumb and stupid, but I'm not going to buy that shit. If you have read ACOMAF, you're going to hate me because Sarah J. Maas does not make it subtle at all that Rhysand is a feminist. But that is my problem. She does not make it subtle at all. Rhysand says the phrase, "It's your choice, Feyre," so many times. It's the bare minimum for me. And you want me to idolize that? I'm not going to buy that shit either. I've been speaking so much, I'm thirsty now. My only actual problem with Yona of the Dawn is that the writers were not sure what they wanted to do with Yona's character, which Sarah J. Maas was very sure what she wanted to do with her characters, and these two are the extremes, kids. I hate summers. I hate summers so much. I hate summers. Finally, to finish this comparison off, we are going to talk about the number of books in A Court of Mist and Fury and the number of episodes in this. ACOTAR, which was originally supposed to be a trilogy with a few novellas, has now 5 books out and a 6th is on its way, as I've heard from other people on Bookstagram. And Yona of the Dawn, there's no news. We don't know if there is going to be a second season, and the manga is so expensive. I'm not going to buy the manga. Well, I'm also not willing to buy A Court of Wings and Ruin either because I don't like the series. So it's like wasting around 500 rupees on garbage. Guys, my book mail has arrived. I have ordered a Little Life for another video I'm planning to do. Can you guess it? It's pretty easy to guess. Actually, I'm going to make 2 videos with this book. I'm just waiting for it to ruin my life. As if it's not already ruined much. And I ordered The Sun Is Also a Star because I just wanted to imagine myself in a situation that will never exist and fill the void in my life which has been created by the absence of love element. So yeah, there's that. Time to take my smart glasses off and reveal the truth finally. Was A Court of Mist and Fury better than A Court of Thorns and Roses? It's not even up for a debate. Yes, it was. But was it a 5-star read for me? Was it life-changing? Was it the best writing I have ever read? No, it was not. I have reviewed this book on Goodreads. You can read it for yourself. I have described every character for me. I mean, what I thought about the character. I have described all of that on Goodreads. Just go and read it if you want to. And I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I wanted to give it a little less than 3 stars, but I couldn't because I had given A Court of Thorns and Roses 2 stars on Goodreads and basically 2.5. So A Court of Mist and Fury is definitely better than A Court of Thorns and Roses, but is it the best? No, it is not. The last 100 pages, I think, were actually very good when Rhysand was not being a performative feminist and the whole plot was playing out very well. I liked when they reached Hybern and the rest is just a blur in my head. I liked Amren's character in this book a lot. Is that how you pronounce her name? Amren? And Nesta is of course very interesting, but she is basically not there in this book. So should I even give my opinion on her? I don't think so. I have given my opinion on Goodreads. You can go and read it. If you have stayed till this point of the video, I love you. Well, reading updates, I read The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald when I was reading A Court of Mist and Fury when I had reached the middle, because I was just so bored of fairy smut that I wanted some change, and I read The Great Gatsby and I don't regret it. I think it's an amazing classic. It is definitely one of my favorite classics from now. If you have read The Great Gatsby, I would love to know your opinions and what you think about the story, because it gives a lot to think about, right? I'm again thirsty. And I will also be reading The Sun Is Also a Star because I received it today. Definitely reading that book, and I will be updating you all on my Instagram, so follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, Readerly. Readerly is an amazing platform. Follow me on that. And I would also love for you to leave anime recommendations in my comments. I have recently started watching anime. I have only watched 4 anime till now, and those are Toradora, Death Note, Yona of the Dawn. What was the 4th one? Yuri on Ice. Yuri on Ice. It's so beautiful. So yeah, leave anime recommendations in the comments, please. And also leave book recommendations. Any recommendations, video recommendations. Thank you for listening to my rant about 2 very unrelated things, and also my semi-review of A Court of Mist and Fury. I am not very happy about having read this book. Reading fairy smut is not exactly how I imagined myself to spend the days on the face of planet Earth, but here we are. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. I will see you in the next video, which, by the way, a hint, it is going to be about this. Bye.